Hey, top of the morning. I almost said Monday. Happy Tuesday to you. Happy Tuesday to yours. It really does feel like it's the start of a new week, technically. So if I do say Monday by mistake, please forgive me in advance. I hope you had a great long weekend. It is a short week and it's also Mampara week. Well, not for all of us, for some of us. But if you've made the time to wake up and be on time like some of us, then you've made the right choice. Welcome to the Gareth Cliff Show. My name is Lebang and I've got the whole team here. It's a team takeover for the next couple of days, and we just want to have a good time with you. We want to usher you into the week with the right kind of energy. I think it was quite an eventful weekend. I'm trying to think of like what actually happened. I know a lot happened, but for like other people like me who just enjoy to stay at home and be bullied by all of my children, that is like the highest level of entertainment that I'll probably get. But I'm not alone today. I'm going to be joined by a bunch of really, really good looking people. So if you are watching us on YouTube, grand rising to you. And lucky for you, you'll get to see our faces at this time of morning. And if you are listening online, then that's also fantastic too. You get to hear our great voices. So we'll be here with you until 8 a.m. Myself, Simphiwe, as well as our intern, Bakh'abantu. He'll be joining us. I don't know if I should still be calling him an intern. I don't know. He's behaving like he's one of us. I think he's like upgraded to a part of the family. So
No,
is it
he's still an
okay?
intern. No, 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 no. You still an intern. No,
How is he
no,
still an
no,
intern?
no, 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 no. He's still an intern. You no,
How?
you
But
can't
like,
just get things this easy. You need to work hard for things. You need to wait for things. You need to go
okay,
through some of the things we went through and we were interns. So no, he's still an
okay.
intern.
How many months has he been with us?
I think he hasn't even hit a month, y'all. I think
It's
he's
been more
only
than a
about
month.
to. I think he's about to hit a month. It's not more than a month.
Oh, okay. No, if it feels like it's really been a long time,
Are you
like
having
that's
one
how
of those
much.
moments where you're like, I feel like I've known you forever?
No,
Yes, you are. You're having one of
yes,
those moments. Like, I've
maybe.
known you forever and all my life.
But there are
I've
people like
known
that.
you.
There's people like that where you meet them for the first time and it's just like you click and it feels like, I mean, this could be my soulmate. This could be like it feels like a person that I've met in my past life, and that's okay. I'm going to say it out loud. Bakh'abantu could be one of those people. He's from my past life, and that's that on that. Okay, welcome to the family. You're officially one of us. You're no longer an
Is
intern.
this is, is this where we start queuing? All my
Oh,
life, I searched for
simply.
someone like you, and
How
I
was your
thank
weekend?
God
How was your weekend,
that
girl?
I
'Cause
finally
do I
found
mute the mic because
you.
she's singing now?
You want to also do the step. You know the
Cool. So we can't hear Simphiwe anymore. Technical error. Oof. Sorry, y'all. So look, suddenly we can hear you again. Magic. Just like magic. Simphiwe, how was your weekend? What's happening in the East
oh
Rand? Dude, it
my
was like a
word.
4-day weekend.
Yes, I was indoors, honey. My friend and I tried out a new, I wouldn't say new restaurant, but it's new to us in terms of it's
Okay.
located, but I've been to one of other restaurants in other suburbs. So that was dope. But I slept and I just binged, as I did say that I'm gonna watch a whole
You
lot of
did
Netflix. But I
Yeah.
did binge on was Inventing Anna, guys. Like I
Oh,
got sucked in and I was like, I need to see the end of this. And then I started like researching because it's based on a true story. Then I was like, okay, I need to
yeah.
know what was true, what was fake, what does Homegirl, the originator, think of the
Yeah.
series? And fun
Yeah.
fact, Anna did not watch it. She just thought it's crass, and they could not
Yeah.
get to her level. So the original Anna did not watch Inventing Anna.
So for those of us who maybe haven't seen it, like what is Inventing Anna like about? I know it's something to do with like a girl who's basically like a con artist who went around
Very,
lying and telling everyone she's like from
very.
royalty, but she's actually broke.
She's
And
broke as hell, that girl. Yeah, so it's basically, as you said, it's based on a true story of a young girl by the name of Anna who kind of she really swindled the socialites of New York City and also some of the like Wall Street guys of New York City into the millions, of dollars. And it's just kind of that story of her kind of getting caught and then going to court, and a journalist basically trying to find out what happened, who is this Anna child, and how did she manage to get it right, because she's a nobody, and she came into like the New York City socialite, and she was like there with everybody and anybody, so everybody wanted to know, like, how did she do it and how could she manage this life for so long? Like, guys, she managed to convince banks to give, not they
Give her
almost gave her
loans.
like $40 million, almost. Like, they were like, sure, we just need to. And the last verification step was kind of the thing that she was just like, no, it's fine, my dad's gonna give me the money. And I think that was the dead giveaway. Uguti, no, homegirl does not have the money. And Ayiko, it's very interesting because I think I understand now how people get swindled. I think this is a proper depiction of how people get swindled, not just in terms of like a man comes into your life and he's like, give me money because my enemies are after me. But I noticed that there was like a consistency. So what she would do, for example, she'll get the girls and then she would pay for everything. She'd be like, you want Gucci?
She basically tutor you. Like
yes, let's go and eat. Got it 5 seasons and
yeah,
and then
you
afterwards,
basically need a cheat code from her, like how to
yes,
get away with swindling. Also, it's a bit of a trend. Is it me, or is it like a trend? Oh, I don't know what's going on, but it seems like a lot of shows lately, especially the shows that Netflix is feeding us, it's like about the sort of vibe and about swindling and con artists. And I think I caught a little bit of a show called Bad Vegan, which is sort of like along the same lines where some lady owned a restaurant and like she basically got swindled by her husband like throughout. So it seems like some light is finally being shed on something that has been happening. Like it's not something new, but now we're kind of getting like a firsthand depiction of, yo, this is like, this is what's been happening in the cut. But I'm glad you watched it. I'll be honest, I haven't finished it. I kind of got like halfway and I got a little bit bored. But I will give it a try. I'll try my best to finish it. I had an okay weekend. Thanks for asking, Simphiwe. I
was
I
gonna get
appreciate
to that, like I was gonna be like, so how are you and the kids? What did you and the kids get up to?
Nothing. Unfortunately, my partner had to leave. He had to go like back home for a funeral. So it was just literally like me and the kids, like boom, facing each other every single day. And it was just like, yeah, a reality check, Lebang. You keep having kids. Well, ta-da! I had to clean up a lot of blood, a lot of vomit. I've got a
Why? What
bandage on my
happened?
finger. Children are crazy, Simphiwe. Children are psychotic little tiny people. That's
But what
why.
happened? No.
Like
What
my
happened? What's the story?
I don't. It's sad. That's why. The story is sad. Long story short, I like, dude. My daughters just like to play with stuff, and even if it's like the wrong stuff, so broken glass, that kind of thing. This other time, she kind of like knocked her head on like the chair. It was just all chaotic, but I made it out alive, and that's what counts. So I'm hoping that the rest of the week will go well, and that if or when my partner gets back, he'll have to deal with that stuff and not just me. So I've got a comment in the comment section from Greg Colossi, and he's saying, Bad Vegan is actually better than all the others. I have to agree. I kind of have to agree. It's almost like Bad Vegan is like, it's got this other layer, and I don't want to give away too much especially for people who haven't seen it, but it's just got this other layer to it that's just like way more interesting. And I think you should definitely check it out. You should definitely check it out. I'm gonna finish it. I didn't get a chance to, but I definitely will. And I'm glad I'm not the only one. Yonda and Diki in the comments also agrees and said, I just watched Bad Vegan this weekend and it's amazing. Amazing. Guys, y'all have good taste. I really trust in you guys because you guys know what's up. So the difference between the likes of Bad Vegan, Inventing Anna, what was that, Tinder Swindler? Like there's a pattern that exists between all of them. And that pattern is, we're going to show you how the con artistry works. But there's just something about the Bad Vegan one, like I said. And so I think you guys should check it out. You should definitely watch it. So Simphiwe, I guess that's your challenge. You should watch Bad Vegan and let us know what you think.
Definitely. My birthday is coming up, and I did, decide to take the day off on my
When
actual
is your
birthday.
birthday again?
So It's next week, Monday, 28th of March. And I've
Oh,
decided to
wow.
take the day off. So I shall not wake up at 4 o'clock on my birthday as I turn a year older. I refuse. I'm
How
not
old are you
doing that.
turning, Sim?
How old do you think I'm turning?
I mean, like, you can tell us, like, come on, just how old are you turning? It's okay to ask a woman. Like, from a woman to woman, it's okay to ask your age.
Uh,
You can first
I'm
ask.
I'm I'm turning 20 something. 27.
And you know what?
Yeah.
The reason why I asked is because I've heard you say a couple of times that, like, you're old. Like, I've heard you say, oh,
Yeah.
us old people. And I'm like, dude, what the fuck are you talking about? What do you mean, us old people? You're not even 30.
Yeah. But I'm close to
Not
it.
even
Like I
29. You're
can
not even
see it in the
28.
near distance. Like no one mistake pagati inside 30. I'm just
Oh,
saying.
man. I don't know,
I'm
friend. I
letting
don't
you
know.
know that but I'm facing it. I mean, my birthday list is done and I've decided to do lunch, like cocktails and lunch with my friends.
Yeah.
And then it's gonna be like a whole like just gonna have a good weekend. Like it's a whole
Good.
weekend thing. And then Monday on the actual day, I just want to rest. So I think that's when
Good.
I'll watch Bad Vegan, just catch up
Uh-huh.
and
Okay.
just like, you know, do my thing.
And what are
Yeah.
some of the things on like your birthday list? Because I also have
Girl, let
overheard
me
you
get it
say
out.
things like my
Yes, because
birthday
it's
list, my
finalized,
birthday
and all
list.
the people I've sent it to all my people. They know it's not as bad, guys. It's not as bad as the one in previous. I'll tell you
So
the
what?
one thing that's always been on the list that I still haven't
Okay.
gotten. Hint, hint, nudge, nudge, guys. Human-sized teddy bear. Like,
Oh,
I'd really love to receive a human-sized teddy bear, guys. Like, I think
those things
that
are
is
expensive, Simphiwe.
amazing.
It's like
Mm.
plus like 1.5. You're looking at a minimum of 1.5. Like you need a man if you want a human-sized teddy bear. No one that's not your boyfriend is gonna buy you a human-sized teddy bear.
Well, if you're
Like
trying to
it's cool
shoot your
and
shot,
all.
now you know how to shoot it, okay?
Okay,
Get me a
what else
human-sized
is on the
teddy
list?
bear. There's like a Ted Baker handbag. I'm in love with Ted Baker, so anything
Okay.
of Ted Baker, great. A Daniel Wellington watch. I love their watches, especially the 2021, the green one that came out. Oh my
Uh,
gosh. Yes, 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 yes. A full
uh-huh.
tank Bazalwane. I'm still on that. I'd love a
See,
full tank of
that's
petrol.
that's why I'm gonna stop you because I think you definitely should have led with the fact that you'd like a full tank. That should be the first thing that you say when someone says, "So, what do you want for your birthday?" You should literally just start with a full tank and then a
No, no,
human.
no.
You
I'm
said
giving you
human
options because all of them are important.
Okay,
Every
cool.
single one of them.
Can I make a
Um,
suggestion? Can I
yes.
suggest that you like put this list in the comment section on the YouTube so that we've got reference at the end of the show if you're really interested in gifting Simphiwe as she turns however old she's turning, then at least she'll have access to this grand list. I don't know about making lists. I mean, maybe I'm just from a different generation, but I'm not very big on like presents and that kind of thing. If you want to gift me, then fantastic. But I'm not gonna like be upset if you don't. I guess it's very clever to have a list so that you can ultimately get the things that you want. It's almost like having a baby registry or a wedding registry.
Yes.
You're telling your guests or the people that you care about, hey guys, these are the things that I'd like. This is what I love, blah, blah, blah. And so it makes their life easier because then we don't need to sit and think like, oh my gosh, what should I get this and that person, blah, 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 blah. But it like there's a fine line. So to give an example,
Oh, yes.
one of my friends is getting married in
Mhm.
April. I'm very excited for him. And he sent like the list to the gift registry, but it was like
Yes.
specifically to a certain place. It was to La Crusette only. Like, that's it. Hey guys, can't wait to see you at the wedding. Here's a list to. I was like, La Crusette?
No, I think that no. So as a person who's been doing birthday gifts for the past like 10 years, my family knows, my friends know, I'm very adamant on making sure that there's a diversity of items on the list, right? So like even
Okay.
on my birthday list, there's dogs and there's books that you can get me because those are things that I think are not too
Nice.
expensive, but I also
Yeah.
think I would highly appreciate. And then there are the expensive stuff like the Ted Baker, because I'm like, maybe,
Mm.
Lebang is just like balling out. She just got that bonus and she's thinking of like making it rain on me. So I
Mm.
love giving people a variety. Like there
That's
is
good. Yes.
expensive, there is middle ground, and then there's
affordable,
cheap.
then there's like entry level. I
Yes,
like
and
that.
I
I think
appreciate
that's
all of
considerate.
them. I
Yes.
appreciate every single one of them, and that's why I make the list to kind of give you an idea of what I like.
Yeah.
And so if you're gonna come up with a list, please don't just put like one store, because you don't
Dude,
know what I can afford and
what
what
I
I
can
can't
afford, I
afford.
can't. Like, you don't
And
already know what I'm spending on the outfit to attend your wedding. You don't know what
you
I'm spending on,
know,
like, my hair and makeup to attend your. But now I must go to La Crusette, baby. I was like, hey, and I don't even like. I'm not even at that La Crusette level.
no,
So
you see what I
I was
mean?
like, okay,
No,
I love you, but
nah,
look, I'll chat to him. I think it's definitely like just a conversation. Like, yo, Doug, are you sure? Are you sure?
yeah,
So,
no, don't do that.
just
I'm
don't,
that in terms
just
of that,
don't.
nah. Mm-mm.
Mash Machinini in the comments is saying big titties are scary, man. I got traumatized as a kid when I woke up in the middle of the night to see that huge titty in the dark. Now I'll never again. Simphiwe, things you should consider taking off your wish list, like these massive ass
No, no,
human-sized
no.
teddy bears.
Have you seen how
I
short
don't
I
know.
am? How sh
I don't know, mate.
I'd love to walk into my room and just see, like, this human-sized teddy on my bed. I think it would
Oh,
be great. I think it would be
I don't
amazing,
know.
in my humble opinion. Like, I honestly I love it. And first, let me get it, and then be
I
like,
think
"Oh
you
my
like the
gosh, guys,
idea
what
of
was I
it.
thinking?
You
What
love the
was I
idea of it
thinking?"
because it sounds dope. It sounds like you'll have some company. You know, you don't necessarily have a man, so you'll have a titty that you can cuddle with. It sounds dope, but like as Mash is saying, Doug, there's also like a fine line. Another comment here from Tracy. I guess the conversation about all these news stories and docus that are coming out is happening. So Tracy's chatting to Yonda and she's saying it's pretty good. I'm not sure if I feel sorry for her. I guess they're referring to Bad Vegan, but you must check out Worst Roommate Ever. Joe. I have to agree. Worst Roommate Ever was so wild. Simply, please tell me you've seen it. Please. Please tell me you've seen Worst Roommate
So,
Ever.
on that note, ladies and
Ladies and
gentlemen,
gentlemen,
boys and girls, him and her, Lebang Hosana, tell us more about Worst Roommates.
wow, I really need somebody to to help me out here. Bakh'abantu is in the building. Hopefully he can assist. Bakh'abantu, please tell me you've seen Worst Roommates Ever. Aish,
We
and I
can't
can't
hear
hear the
you. No.
boy. Can't hear the boy. So he hasn't seen it. Because if he's seen it, then he'd
Nah.
be telling us that he's seen it. Guys, you need to check that out. Like I don't again, like Netflix is going through a phase where they are spewing these intense documentaries. If you think your life is shit and you think you're going through a rough patch, there's people out there that are suffering. Like they actually are suffering and they've been suffering. Check out these shows, man. They're just on a whole other level. They really are something else. Let's try get Bakh'abantu back so we can hear how his weekend was. And anyway,
Hmm.
I hope you have a good birthday, Simpu. I really do.
I will,
I don't know about a
girl.
human sized teddy
It's
bear,
another
but
long weekend on my end. Like
yeah,
2 back-to-back long weekends. Like, I think I set that up real nice. Like, the
yeah.
good Lord was on my side on that. But you were gonna tell us about, like, give us a bit of a
Oh, on the worst roommate.
synopsis.
So
Yes.
basically, it's almost like every episode is a different story about these people that sort of like move into your house and not in the legal route. Like, you know, there's people that say, "Hey, can I rent out your crib?" For most parts, it's different stories of how people find themselves in your house, whether it's had a fake identity when they got there, or they were, you know, they were just pretending to be something they're not. The bottom line is it just never goes well. It's either they just start acting up on you, they fall in love with you and you don't want them, so they end up killing you, or the one is like some really 80-year-old, really, really old lady who ends up being like some person that like has a bunch of dead bodies in her yard. Look, it's messy. The point is it's messy. But the really heartbreaking one for me was that girl who kind of like gave her life to this guy. Look, let me not give it away. Check it out. Bad Roommate is extremely interesting. If you thought like con artists were like, you know, up there, like, whew, this will give you a clear indication of why you just at your earliest convenience, just leave people alone. Leave people alone. Focus on you, honey. Do your thing because you'll find yourself living with someone you have absolutely no idea who they are, where they're from, what they do. And jiggy, you can't even like, say in your own house. They kick you out of your house. It's
You're
very scary.
trifling, good for nothing type of brother. A silly
Exactly.
me, why haven't I
Exactly.
found another? A baller.
Exactly. It's pretty hectic. Tracy's also seen that she goes that Dorothy, I think Dorothea is one of the main characters. Mrs.
Okay.
Doubtfire lookalike. Yes, it's that granny who just kills everyone. The last guy with the double. Guys, it's crazy. It's actually crazy. It's a lot. It's
Okay.
a lot. So do check it out. Just in case you have nothing to watch. I know that Netflix is the kind of place where it's just like there's just so much
Okay.
to watch, but you never really know where to start. I would start there. I'd start at the documentaries. I'd start with the bad neighbors, the worst neighbors ever, the bad vegans, all of like up that alley. Yeah, I think you'll definitely have a good time. So, yeah, there's a lot that we've got in store for you on the show today. Bakh'abantu is going to try to get back in the building. We're obviously going to get through some headlines very, very soon, just because it's so important to you guys. And we actually have a surprise guest later on, who I think Simphiwe is quite excited about. I hope you're also gonna
Am
like
I
it. I think
allowed
it's gonna be dope.
to like? Okay, never mind. I'm
Hint.
gonna be
Yeah, you
like,
can hint Nyana without giving it
not
away. Like
even
just
hint. Just be like, so can I just can I not behave? Can I just be like, girl, I have so many questions. I wanna know your business. Like that. Okay, so
yeah. No, I
I'll
think
try to
at
keep
that
it very
point you
low.
can definitely live your best life. But let's not give away too much. Let's just like let's let it happen. Just so that we can just have a dope show. You know what I'm saying? Cool. So I know some like there's something that's been on your mind, and it's really like something that I've thought about as well for a couple of years. You know, I've
Mhm.
also like when I think about it, I'm like, actually, what's that one thing that you would never ever buy, even if you became like extremely rich? Now, why this resonated to me, dog, is because I was thinking about like the Kanye West and like Kim Kardashian drama, and I was like, these guys have all the money in the world, like they are balling out of control. But girl, they have the same problems as me. They have the same problems as you. They have the same problems as my neighbor. Like there's certain things that just money just can't. There's levels that money can't get to. But even if you had all the money in the, what's the one thing where you're like, nah, I'm out. I'm not interested.
I think I've said this before on the show a while back, but Crocs, like hell no, you're not gonna see me rocking them.
Girl.
You're not gonna see. And you know the worst thing is, I have a friend that actually loves them, right? So I was like, for his birthday, I'm a get him something that he appreciates and likes, even though I don't. And I walked into a Crocs store, and I was like, okay, these are cute. How much are they? $800. Never. I walked out and I was like, I'm not spending 800 rand of my hard earned money on Crocs.
But
Hell
dude,
no. Not at
Crocs did
all.
like a whole rebrand, like in the past, was it the past couple of years or something? I mean, initially when Crocs came out, they were like shady as hell. We were like, nah, it was like old middle age, whoever is gonna rock this. But
Yeah.
now with this rebrand, like they're looking pretty dope. They're colorful, like the kids are into them. I'm actually thinking of getting Crocs for my daughters. Like the way they look really cool and they're probably comfortable as hell. Are you seriously telling me you're not interested in purchasing Crocs, Simphiwe?
Hell no. I'm not doing that. No, ma'am. No, no, we're not. No. Sorry. Miss me with that nonsense. I am not doing that. I don't get the appeal. I really, really
But
don't.
like you can customize them, you can put your what sweets and shrushra and sparkles and glitter and letters. Dude, you can really make them your own. There's some really sexy Crocs out there now. Whoever did the rebrand
Have
of
you seen
Crocs,
the
like,
heels? The way Inadi
do they
heel.
have
Oh
Croc
my gosh.
heels?
Oh my word, disastrous. I was just like, the world is coming to the end. Repent now. Jesus is
Oh,
coming back because
I think you're
what we
exaggerating.
wearing Crocs with
You're
heels.
exaggerating. Dude,
Excuse
maybe
me.
okay, let's see a picture. Find us what they look like. And again, I think that there's like a
Horrible.
comfort level that we maybe don't know about. So if you do rock Crocs and you're watching us on YouTube, please tell us your experience because I feel like they look comfortable.
Can
So
I judge
happiness
you?
is
Can I
saying
high key judge you and be like, I don't
happiness
trust your
in the
taste?
comments is saying Crocs look nice now. I think I have to agree. Mash is saying Crocs have become a thing, just like Cavella. Okay. I don't get the whole luxury
And
vibe
they
around
come
them.
and
And that price tag can go jump in Boxburg Lake. That is extremely specific. I don't know how Boxburg Lake just caught the owl, but that's cool. PSA. Jean is actually mentioning something that I have to stand by. Bring back Heelys. Absolutely.
those
Heelys
are
were,
cool.
dude,
Those are
those were
cool.
so cool. Those were like
Those
a
are cool.
serious vibe growing up. I think like that's a complete vibe. Robin is saying they're like sex for your feet. Simphiwe. Come on,
Sex.
girl. Sex.
No, no,
But for your
no.
feet.
No. And easy. I'm not doing it. I don't want it. I'm
You're not
sorry,
interested.
guys. I'm not sorry, but it's just no. What are we doing, guys? What's this thing called Crocs? No, like in fact, they should be banned. If it's up to me, would be
Not
banning
banned, dude.
Crocs.
This is such an
No, we
exaggeration.
would.
Can somebody please get
No,
some pure Crocs so she can feel
no.
this for herself?
Oh my gosh, do you hate me?
When
Do you not love me? If you ever got me
I
Crocs, I'm
do,
sorry.
and this is
I'm
why
gonna
that
high key judge you. Look at this. Nah, dog. Look at how ugly that thing is. Oh my gosh. You're
Ooh,
a walking fashion disaster. That's what you are. And I'm sorry, I'm high key
okay,
judging you.
damn. Okay, so
I'm
I will
high
be
key
honest.
judging you.
The picture of like the croc heel does look horrible. It almost looks like it's oh man, that
No,
isn't comfortable at
sorry.
all.
No.
It's like the
So
actual croc sort of like bent into the style of the heel, and then like a stick, like a steel stick, like
so
a metal stick, just like
so
holding it up.
miss me with that. And DZ, I'm not coming. I don't play like that when it comes to fashion, you know. So I don't think even if I had all the money in the world, I would not.
Yeah.
I would
Okay,
not do that.
Bakh'abantu, would you rock Crocs, and can you please buy them for Simphiwe for her birthday?
No, I
Just
don't
so
want
she
them.
can
No. I don't want Crocs, guys.
And done.
Please. Let that be
like
known.
I'll
I don't want
personalize
Crocs for
them.
my
It's like
birthday.
what, a K 1K? I'll
Oof.
personalize
No,
them. I'll write
give me that
Sims or
1K in
Zama,
cash.
something.
Give me money. Give me money. It's fine. Give me that money you're going to spend on Crocs. Give me that money. I will just
What are you gonna fill up your tank?
I might or
You
just
will
buy
utilize
myself
it.
like All Stars or something
No, the
better.
tank is filled up.
Okay, so it's safe to say that Simphiwe is not keen for Crocs, but on the real, I think like the best thing to do, which is something that I definitely believe in, is just kind of getting a gift from your heart. Like, and I saw somebody say it in the comments, Nana, as well, that just like getting a gift that comes from the heart is probably like the best thing that you can do from yourself. It's my fave. It's Dude 69, the guy with all the answers. He's saying if he had all the money in the world, he'd never buy anything on Simphiwe's birthday list. But he hates all that shit. His gift will have to come from the heart. I think that's absolutely correct, dude.
If
Like,
you know me and you know what I like, that's fine. But if you don't and then you buy me Crocs, it's an
Can I
issue
interject
because
here?
now I'm looking at you sideways and I'm like, you're trifling. Like you tried me. You're trying to get me into jail. You're trying to do something to my heart, to my spirit that's not right. Okay.
okay, I think let's give Bakh'abantu a chance to have his moment. Firstly, hi, how are you doing? Welcome to the show. How was your weekend, bro? Let's
Good
park
morning,
this
everyone.
Crocs chat.
My weekend was.
How are you, bro?
My weekend was terrible. Also, gifts from the heart are terrible, guys. That's why they created vouchers to give someone the equivalent of money without giving them actual money. Like vouchers are the
Wow.
way to go. Buy some people a voucher. Stop this whole gift from the heart because Lebang sees something in the store. She's like, oh, Bakh'abantu would really like that. And then you come and I'm like, I have to be happy about it. No, gifts from the heart suck.
Or can I
Gifts
gift
from the
you
heart suck.
and give you a receipt? How's that? And then if you don't like it, then it's on
but
you.
then
You can return.
you're giving me extra work to do now. Now I have to go haggle. I don't want to haggle. I
And
have
then you're
to
not
go
going to
be that
appreciate
guy,
my
like,
gift.
No. If your gift is not money or a voucher, I'm with some people on this. Money or a voucher. Gifts from the heart. Nah, I refuse.
Damn,
guys.
I don't know
refuse. But
when gifts from the heart became so unpopular. Like I grew up in a time where gifts from the heart was enough. It was just enough to get by.
hello, bug. Last time I got gift from the heart, you know what I got? It was in 2015, 26. So coming on to being closer. So we have like Umkiti, like which is like a big celebration of boy coming back from mountain. And everyone got me blankets. I have 9 blankets. That is gift from the heart because people were like, "Oh, let's get this kid blankets." I'm like,
This nigga's cold.
I
He's
just
been
wanted
sleeping
money.
in the outdoors.
I got my. He's been sleeping in the mountain for like he's cold. But one blanket would have done. I think I kept one. I re-gifted all the other blankets because as black people we have so many functions. So you just re-gift, but you don't tell them that like it's your blanket but bag. Yeah, like I
Yeah.
re-gifted
And
it back
also,
to them. But yeah, like I think I kept 2 blankets, but this is the problem with gifts from the heart.
But like a blanket is always a good idea because
No.
like generally like we're gonna get cold. You're gonna get cold at one or other point. So just say thank you and keep it moving because you're gonna need that blanket. If you're not gonna need it immediately, winter's coming. It's a guarantee that winter, whether you like it or not, at some point in the year. Yeah, my boy. You gotta Jon Snow it out sometimes. You gotta do what you gotta do. Get your Khaleesi on. That's just what it is. Like, just say thank you and keep it moving. You know those family members that come through to your crib and like they need blankets. Sometimes those blankets grow legs, my boy. I don't know how many blankets I've got in my boot where I don't know who they from, or whose house I was at. They're just there. So just say thank you and keep it moving, dog. I think that's like your best bet.
Oh wait, is that an exclusively black problem also? Like this whole like having to like with your blankets. Like
I don't know.
When you go visit, you visit with your blankets. Is that a black problem?
I don't know about visiting with your blanket. This is news to me. So you are more than welcome to tell us more about that. I've never gone to someone's house with a blanket unless it's like a sleepover party or, you know, something like that. But okay, cool. Let me get into some headlines. I think that is something that we obviously need to do. If we don't, then yeah, the people upstairs get upset at us. So we'll kickstart with something interesting. Like I didn't even know that there was a new Amazon site that was being built in South Africa, but apparently there is, and apparently also the South African court has suspended the building at the new Amazon Africa site. Okay, cool. So South Africa's High Court has temporarily halted the construction of Amazon.com Inc.'s planned new Africa headquarters in Cape Town, obviously Cape Town, and it's ordered the company to consult with indigenous people who say the site is sacred land. Now, this is interesting. So building work should cease immediately, and developer Leasebeek Leisure Properties Trust must undertake meaningful engagement and consultation with members of the Khoisan people and those of the original inhabitants of the land. This is what the court said in March the 18th. So this was like now, man. This is crazy because, I mean, this is not anything new. It's happened before where you find, you know, big corporations just coming through and like seeing a piece of land and going, oh, throw money at it and try and build on it. And the people that actually are of that land end up not even being consulted. So I feel where they're coming from here. So Amazon didn't necessarily respond immediately, but they did. There was a spokesperson for the indigenous people who actually said in a text that he's aware of the ruling and they'll now proceed with the review with favorable prospects. So I think we should definitely see where this one goes, because on one side, if Amazon does, you know, continue its construction of this building, that is genuinely like a lot of jobs that could be created for the people within the Cape Town vicinity. But at the same time, it's like, then what happens to the Khoisan and I guess their land that they've, you know, inhabited for so many years. But I guess we shall see. In other news, and this comes as absolutely no surprise, we should have fucking called it. There is a Ukraine concert that is coming up. You know, they always do these like peace concerts and blah, 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 whatever the case is. So some of the people on that lineup are Ed Sheeran and Camila Cabello. They're going to be joining that lineup. As well as Snow Patrol. They'll all play at next week's Concert for Ukraine, which will be broadcast on ITV and STV. Tickets go on sale on the 22nd of March, if anybody cares. And apparently some of the people that have been booked to participate in this concert said that their hearts are breaking for the people of Ukraine, adding that they all have a responsibility to help, and this is how they are helping. The concert will be hosted by Spice Girl Emma Bunton, if anybody was born in 1950, alongside Marvin Humes, Ronan Kemp, with the Manic Street Preachers and Tom O'Dell also taking part. So yeah, look, like I have my reservations about doing these kinds of concerts, but I think like they've kind of worked. Like when you think about the global citizens of life and there's clearly a place for them. I don't know if it's just me, Simphiwe, maybe you can help me out, dude. It's happening in the place to be tonight. Tickets are on sale. The proceedings will obviously go straight to the people of Ukraine. And yeah, that's that on that. It's going down.
I don't understand celebrities. Why do they think that we need concerts? They like doing this thing even during COVID when it first arrived, and they're like, let's all sing and get together. Look at me, I'm in my mansion, you know, just to heal the world. make it a better place. No, like stop it.
People what we
No,
want
no,
from Pew.
no,
It's
no, no.
entertainment.
Stop it. No, stop it. Stop doing that nonsense. Okay, to all the celebrities out there, stop with these concerts. Stop with we all know it's a facade, so stop it. Like, I don't know who you're trying to convince, because I'm not convinced. I don't believe it. I think it's just another way for you guys to make money under the pretense of charity and giving
Helping,
back
yeah.
and let's help. No, you want to make
Yeah,
money,
look.
you want to be known.
The fact
Why
that
don't you-
one of the
no.
Spice Girls is the one hosting it is just like,
So is she
yeah.
gonna start like, I'll tell you what I want, what I really, really want. I'll tell you
Shit.
what I want, what I really, really
I don't even think
like, is
they
that how
they
she's gonna
know.
open it up? No, stop. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Let's get into one more story, something that's a little bit closer to home. Of course, President Ramaphosa is in the news again, and he says the time of closing an eye while you steal is over. And he's pretty much asking the public to fight corruption. This is no surprise, as he's always passing the responsibility of president onto the people of South Africa. President Ramaphosa has urged the public to join in the responsibility of fighting corruption, saying that corruption busting should be a community effort, as people do not steal in the dark. Delivering his National Human Rights Day message yesterday in Crossed in the Northwest, he also fine-tuned his stance on the importance of the country jointly tackling this thing. So, cool, let's do something, but lead by example, Cyril. We're not gonna like fight corruption if you don't show us how to. I think we're just at the point where it's like anything Cyril says, and again, I speak for myself. These are not the views of the Gareth Show, of Simphiwe, of Bakh'abantu. These are views of Lebang. Cyril, dog, we tired, bro. We're tired of you asking us to always be there for you, hold your hand in your job. Why didn't you call us when you were buying shares in McDonald's? I would have willingly held your hand and helped you acquire all those billions. Only now when you're running I'm not buying it. I'm quite hurt, but it is what it is. Welcome to South Africa. This is just like the state
Like,
of
imagine
the
if
nation.
Cyril,
Yeah.
like,
Bakh'abantu?
imagine if he announced that, like, nah, like, imagine if he announced, like, oh no, guys, I all the bad guys. Here's 5 of them. I'm prosecuting them, instead of just telling us what the issue. Like, wow, guy, thanks. We suffer through corruption every day. Like, if he told, nah, guys, I'm starting the process. Here's 5 of them. 5 of them are my friends. You throw in Isma Khashule there. You sweeten the deal.
Yes. Yes. That's what I mean by lead by example.
Yeah, I think my biggest issue is that he's making his problems our problems. Like, it's not my job to fight corruption. That's not what I get paid to do. You get what I mean? You get what I'm saying? Like, dude, you are the president of South Africa. Lead the country. Be a leader. Be like, if we don't want corruption, then start persecuting people that have admitted that they've been, corrupted or have been doing corruption. No, you want us to be like, kumbaya, my lord, and then be like, yeah, Lebang, I will snitch on you. No, dog, it doesn't work like that. Like,
look,
Cyril,
I think let me play devil's advocate, right, and give Cyril like what he's saying is let's like all do this together. He's not saying he won't do it. He's saying like let us all.
They stole the money alone.
Explain how the dockets go missing. Explain.
Why are we? We went there. We went to the room.
Hey, we went there. That PPE money got chowed away from us. Like, we didn't even see a cent from that.
Our health minister was making laws that benefited his pocket directly, and then we were like, "Oh, guy, no, we're good." How are we gonna fight?
See, I like happiness. Happiness in the comments, guys, is saying not to defend Ramaphosa, right? Disclaimer. But what should or would he do? Like, out of curiosity, what should Ramaphosa do? I think it's really just gotten to that point where it's okay, we'll start with the hands
arrest someone. Like, that's what he does. Arrest someone. Put someone behind bars. Simphiwe, go. Like, I think that's what you do. Just, you know who the culprit is. We know who the culprits are. Put him behind bars. We know he's currently sitting in Kandla.
Tough.
But also, like, do we not have the whole Zondo commission going on? Is he not reading the 800 pages, the 1,000 pages that are coming out, where people are admitting the crimes that they're doing? Like, honey, lovey,
Yeah.
sweetie, baby. It's not like you can't do anything. You choose not to do anything. The options and the resources for you to do something are there. Do it. Step up. Be the bad guy. It's okay. Stop trying to be a Miss Goody Two Shoes and stop trying to look good and please everybody. You can't. You know, you're not like money. Not everyone's supposed to like you. So, stop,
You're
like,
not like money. I like that. You're not like money.
come on now. Come on. Like, step up and be a leader. Finish.
Yeah.
Finish.
Damn, it's tough being Cyril. Imagine waking up every morning and you are Cyril Ramaphosa, and you know, like your entire country is just so mad at you. So I saw a video yesterday, of basically a cop being bribed right outside the SAPS in Kempton Park, allegedly.
Oh,
Allegedly,
allegedly.
yeah.
Very
But
important to say that.
in
If
this
there's a
video,
video, is it alleged?
hey, these days you must just throw that word in unless you want to get sued.
Unless you want to get sued for 300K.
Exactly. So if you're in a situation where like you can see with your own two eyes that there's corruption occurring right in front of me, and this goes back to what Happiness says, like what exactly must we do? You know, in that moment, what do? Do you get out your car and say, halt right there, you policeman and corruptee and corruptor, stop what you like, dog, what are you gonna do? These are the cops, allegedly. So corruption isn't like a thing that's like just at the top, dog. It's at the top and it seeps so far down, right down to the trenches, right down to like Abo, my friend, when you're buying a cool drink from Emakuleni, dog, you try hustle them. Like that's just what it is. So what like
No.
Nah,
you know,
but like,
This is my conclusion, right? Like, because Cyril's just
close
rubbing
it.
us the wrong way. It's
Yeah.
the issue is at the head, right? So because of the head, the issue, top management, parliament, government, because they are so corrupt, it goes down into the everyday man. And you won't be able to stop the everyday man until the guys up there stop doing and lead by example. And that's the issue, is that no one's getting prosecuted. No one's, when we find out that PPE money has been stolen, no one's getting arrested. So if he can get away with billions, surely this officer can get away with a couple of hundreds. And that's the issue. We need to start with the top, get the top right, because they leading by example. We see them, we're like, oh, corruption, if they can do it, I can do
so
it.
can
You
we?
don't follow
Yeah.
the rules, I don't follow the rules. It's as simple as that. And that's it. Point blank, period.
Nah, from my head to your mouth, Simphiwe. Exactly
That's
my
it.
sentiment.
So Yonda in the comments is saying that Ramaphosa is nothing but a self-loathing idiot. His hands are in so many tills that he cannot do anything, as he'd be removing some of his hands in the till, and the bottom are just feeding on scraps. I completely agree. And the sooner we realize that, like, the better. The reason why he's not going to do anything about corruption is because he himself is like so knee deep in it that if he were to even begin, he'd be putting himself behind bars. And I guess that's something he's not willing to do or even ready to do. So, yeah, story of our lives. This is South Africa. It's literally like every week it's a new thing. Like find out next week on Dragon Ball Z, because it's always a movie. I swear to God, it's always a movie. Speaking of movies, let me just zoom in here. If you're watching on YouTube, let me zoom in onto this fine young brother. Brother Bakh'abantu has just this glorious face that I think is just so lovely. And it's a joy for me to come into the office every other morning and just see him, because I'm like, oh, look at you. God done showed off. But he wants to get something called, is it called Arakatan or what's it called?
Oratane.
Oratane.
It's
So you want
Oratane.
Oratane. You want to
Like-
get treatment for your acne, right?
I've had this problem for like forever, right? Then Mrs. Pumi points it out on live.
Are you serious?
she's like, oh, look at him, he has pimples. I'm like, yeah, I do.
She was
I've had
joking.
acne for the longest. I know she was joking, and I took it in the spirit of things. I was like, good. But then I start investigating. I see there's this treatment called Oratane. Apparently, it makes you like it's 6 months, which is like pretty hectic. 6 months, you take these pills or whatever, right? And it peels your skin. Your skin starts peeling, and you look dreadful for like 4 of those 6 months. Then 2 of those 6 months, like 1 month, okay, nothing happens. 4 months you look terrible. 1 month you start looking like you start feeling the glow. So like I'm like, is it worth it? Is it worth it?
How much is it? How much is it?
Orakatang.
How much is
I
it?
went.
I haven't gone that far, but like I know the mother will find this. The mother will find this operation.
Oh, okay.
or once
nice.
that intern fund gets started, Simphiwe, like once you start that intern
that are
fund,
non-existent.
that GoFundMe.
Moving on.
So yeah, Bakh'abantu, it does sound
That's
like something that I'm a little bit familiar with. Well, back in my day, it was called orakatang, but it sounds a lot like what it's describing. A lot of
Okay.
girls in my high school actually got it, and a lot of guys in my high school as well. So if your skin was like that bad, like it was like nonsense, you undergo this treatment and you would look so ugly for like 2-3 months. You'd probably look at your worst. Literally, like your skin looks like it's falling off. It was horrible. But I kid you not,
peeling and stuff. Okay.
as soon as that treatment is done, woo-wee,
Glow.
you look like, you look like a whole new person. In fact, we even were convinced that these people went for like, facelifts or whatever, because you just look that fresh, like the level of smooth. So if you can afford it, I think go for it. But also, black child, drink water, do push-ups, do sit-ups.
No,
You'll be fine.
Lebang,
You'll be alright. You will be alright.
Lebang, stop right there. You were speaking some sense about you know a few other people who've done it and the results of it. Then you're like, but you're a black child. No.
Babes, there's ways. What I'm saying is there's ways.
Crack. Briga, papa. Black does.
Okay.
No, it
We are
does.
lying.
I'm saying it. No. It. Girl. Don't lie
In
to
the wise
people.
words.
Don't lie
In the
to
wise words.
I'm not
of
saying
Elon
every
is
black
God.
person cracks, but black does crack. And I think what you need to do more than anything is obviously do the research, but talk to a dermatologist before signing up to any of these crazy treatments, because it might be like a phase where everyone's doing it now and it looks great, but in 10 years, 20 years down the line, you don't know what kind of impact it has on your skin and your body as a whole. So that's my only thing, to be like, be very cautious before just jumping onto these treatment things.
That's true.
And take care of your skin. Like if you need to get a couple of exfoliators, moisturizers, facial wash, invest in your skin. Invest in
Water.
I've done all of that.
skin
I've done all of
hygiene.
that. Like, except this. Have you seen this in the comments? Someone says I must try a natural protein. Can you finish that sentence for me?
A natural protein. The only natural protein that I recognize is that sunlight bar soap, as Elon has got it saying, and that's that. Oh, yonder is
someone said yonder.
trust yonder with advice. You can also use natural protein like sperms. You will make yourself happy and also glow. Your skin glows. I've heard that sperm is actually the way to go if you want
it's quite good. It's a good facial cleanser or something like
Tell
that.
us more,
But
Simphiwe.
I don't know if
Wait, Simphiwe, you sound like an expert in this term. Yeah, it's a good facial what? You carry on?
Yeah,
that's what I've heard. That's what I've heard. The benefits of it. I've heard. Bazalwane, I've heard.
Now.
Okay, I've
You've
heard that
now.
it's good for the skin. It's good for the skin. So hey, if you wanna try it, go ahead.
Look, whatever you decide, we'll support you. Like, is the bottom line.
Yeah, but like
it's
that,
natural, not natural.
Like this is the problem. This is where the vanity comes in, Lebang. Like, am I willing to look more terrible than I look now? Because I don't think a brother looks bad.
If it's just for 3 months, and then the rest of your life you looking like a young hot someone with it,
you have
up.
to.
Come on,
You
now.
have to make sacrifices. You have to make sacrifices for the things that you really want. You do, honey.
Yeah,
you do.
you pay
Go
for
for
that
it.
beauty.
We'll still support you. Like, either way, to us, you'll still look great. Just avoid mirrors.
Support comes in the form of what the intern. Like,
Don't say
guys,
money.
say it with me. The intern fund, Lebang. It's not. It's the intern.
It's non-existent. I think you're
fund.
trying to pull an Annie on us. It's not gonna work. So no.
Okay,
we're not giving you money.
there is some like some sad news actually that I heard yesterday. I'm speaking about things that popped off this weekend. You guys know Coco Esther Mahlangu, right? Who is the Ndebele
Yes.
artist? Apparently, she got robbed right in her house. Not only did they rob
Yes.
her, they also decided to punch her. Guys, please keep in mind that this is like an old woman. She's an old
She's
lady,
87.
like 87, like, and apparently she had just locked up her cribs, and she lives I think it's Kwamhlanga, somewhere in Mpumalanga village. So she had just locked up her house. As she turned around to like lock the last door, she noticed like this man standing there, and he didn't even like hesitate. He just went straight to her face, boom, put a punch in there, tied her up, and then strangled her until she was unconscious. And she basically doesn't remember anything. When she woke up, her safe was empty. The gun that she keeps in her safe was gone. All her money was gone, or like most of her belongings. And like when you think about this, is an 87-year-old woman. And obviously nobody deserves to get robbed. But like, dude, come
Like,
on.
come on.
Come on,
Like,
Dude,
guys.
that is
dude.
hectic.
Self-respect.
Oh,
Like whatever
Like, what-
happened to like just respect the elderly.
aye, man. Like after that, you
I
go to your boys and you say, "Ooh, look what I got! I got a gun. I got money. Where did you get it?"
From a
Gogo
Gogo.
Esther Mahlangu, one of the country's national exports, one of like our faves. How can you even be proud of yourself? It absolutely broke me. I was just like tired of being here. As like
but
a
like
content.
when I heard the story, because I stay with my grand, I was like, yo, if my grand had to go through this, like that is trauma that I think even old people are not ready for. Because I feel like they get to a stage in their life where they accept, okay, this is it, this is my life right now, and all I'm waiting for is death. And then you experience that, and now you have to go through this trauma at 87. Like, dude, now you don't feel safe in your own home. Now you don't trust anybody. Like, it's so heartbreaking that I will experience crime like a whole lot because we live in South Africa. But now it's like also my grandmother, also the elders. Like, where do we draw the line? Oh, we're not drawing the line. Shucks. Okay, is this who we are as a nation now? Gosh.
Nah.
Oh,
Nah,
and
it's a sharp
I'm
turn. It's a
heartbroken.
sharp turn into nonsense, honestly. It's heartbreaking. It's an indictment on our people. Like values, guys. Values. Respect the elderly, help them cross the street, all of that, and you go in and rob them. Like who are you who are you trying to impress also?
Dog.
Like nah.
That's the thing.
Nah, like, who are you trying to impress?
No.
Like the Robeo Makoko. Like nah, that's not impressive.
And I mean, if
And-
you think about what would lead a person to do something like that, we need to be realistic. The unemployment rate is at the bottom. People are generally hungry. Crime is on the rise because people are desperate. I can imagine like a Nyaupe boy just getting high really quickly and just doing this or whatever the case is. But there's nothing I can think of that can make this particular thing make sense. Why, number one, the elderly need to get attacked on this level in the comfort of their homes. I mean, it's dope that she already had a gun because clearly she knew Gutiala.
She be gangster. Hey, she
was like,
she
at any
knew.
point, it can
Gangster
go
grandma.
down. Let me, I gotta have the clock on lock. The clock needs to be ready all the time. But still, like, man, it's unfortunate. I would like to see the day where, like, the elderly are prioritized. And living in South Africa, man, the list of problems grows. Let's hope that solutions will also grow as a list. So it's almost 7 o'clock, which means we're gonna get into a break. But before we do that, on the other side of this, we do have an very exciting guest, a surprise guest who's going to be joining us. Bakh'abantu, I don't know if you're a fan of reality TV shows. I think you touched on it last week.
This is interesting. Because I am an observer of reality TV. I know everything. What reality TV? How trash are we thinking?
Like on a scale of 1 to trash, and like let's say trash
like-
is like hip hop,
like
love
trash
and hip
is-
hop.
Yeah, like
Then
trash is
we're
that.
at like a like a good
Love and hip hop
7.
is not that bad.
Like I blew
you
it
guys need
is
to
like
watch.
like Moja Love is trash. Everything that happens there.
But that's
is
a whole
trash.
other lane of trash. There's lanes to trash. That's like
So-
your bottom of the barrel. Woo.
So that's extreme. So let's measure there. Moja Love. And then we start moving down. You see, I don't mind your 90 Day Fiance. I observe.
Yeah,
Uh,
dope.
I blew it. I watch. Like I even watched the Mseleku show, like the Stembu thing. I enjoy that. I enjoy those
Okay.
guys who are
Stopped
trying
after
to get
season 1.
wives.
Uh-huh.
You closed off after season 1. It kept on
Season
getting
1.
interesting. It kept on
That
getting
was the
interesting.
issue. I couldn't my soul, my spirit could not handle that. Like, I was just like, wow, this man has a lot of money and he has a lot of wives and this is great, but this is only for rich people, so I don't know why I'm entertaining this because I don't want this for my life. And I was
Damn.
out.
Guys, can
See,
we
that's
I
where
was
I fall. That I fall. That's where I fall. I'm like, oh, okay, now you can dramatize it a little bit, but I don't go full on Kardashian. I don't go full on Real Housewives of Durban, Lagos. No.
Look,
No.
to each their own.
I'm cultured.
Simphiwe's really looking at us like we are, like, how dare we? But look, Simphiwe, let everybody like what they like. We know that your
It's
palette
fine.
for reality TV show is on that level. Like, you love the drama, the hype, the spice, which is cool. 'Cause
Yeah. You must allow for I always say allow for trash TV. And if I had to say reality is my pick of trash, like I'm like, this is the nonsense I'm willing to watch. But anything else, I will not watch a bad like sitcom or a bad movie. I'm sorry, why am I doing that to my life? There's enough reality TV out there for me to be entertained. And I'm just saying that, like, if you think love and hip hop is bad, y'all clearly have not watched Chicago Inc. Now that's ratchet. Oh my gosh. Whoa. I'm just
I don't
yeah,
even know
no,
what
we
that
clearly,
is.
yeah.
Like, when I have an option between
I
watching
know.
the best show on TV, Succession, and Chicago Inc., no, pass.
Of course
No,
we're
I
gonna watch
don't even watch Law and
Succession.
Order.
Come on. Come on.
I don't even watch Law and Order, guys. Hey, come on. We grew up past generation. Like, we were raised watching Chuck Norris. Nah, I grew
It's
over
because
it.
you
I'm
grew
like,
up on
nah,
ETV
I
watching
cannot waste
Anaconda.
my time.
This is you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Anaconda there. Like, then I was, oh, guys.
That
Only
yeah.
Okay.
yeah,
Okay, so clearly there's quite a lot of like
I blew it, I
opinions.
allow.
Uh-huh. But does I Blew It count as a reality TV show,
I
if we're
allow,
being
I blew
honest?
It is.
Is it like a reality
Yeah, it
TV
does.
show, or is it
Oh, it's a
educational?
docu. Oh, but like, it's a docu.
Educational is wrong.
Educational
that's a
in
good
terms of
question,
if you
Lebang.
ever win the lotto or
But
come
don't
into
blow
a
it.
large sum of money, don't blow it. Here's what happened. It's a blueprint of what not to do when you get a lot of money. It's an
Lebang,
educational show, in my opinion.
Can I say something? The reason why I even stopped watching that is because I was judging people, and then I was like, I can't judge. I really cannot judge these people that got R1 million and they blew it, because technically we're all in the same boat. We all get a salary, and then also in the middle of the month, like, I don't have money. You blew your own salary, dog. You just as bad as those people. The only difference is that they got R1 million.
They got
When every
70
month,
million.
paycheck to paycheck, that is you. So I stopped judging, and I was like, I can't watch this. No, let me fix
Okay.
me, myself, and I,
Okay.
because I cannot pass judgment on them. Every month, now I'm always like, oh, guys, need money. You got
Fair
money.
enough.
You blew it.
Fair enough. No, I think you raise a good point, but I'm just saying I feel like a show like I Blew It is really more educational than it is like reality and entertainment. Like, it's funny, sure, but it's just like, hey, if ever you win, some type of money, it's a great show to watch. So you know what not to do. Anyway, it's 7:00. It is Tuesday morning. It's the 27th of March. Whatever you've got planned for the day, I'm glad that you chose to start your morning with us. We will be back in not so long.
Do you want to replace your glass half empty mentality with a glass half full mindset? I'm Barrett Edelstein, and I present the Optimal Optimism podcast here on cliffcentral.com. Be empowered with practical tools around body, mind, food, exercise, and more to create a positive and abundant life. The Optimal Optimism podcast is made active by Virgin Active.
Do you suffer from collectivism, collectivity, collectionitis? Do you have an obsession with objects? Are you a fanatic, a devotee, an aficionado? Cliff Central dispenses a weekly dose of collectomania. Join me as I talk to compulsive collectors. Fascinating, intriguing, possibly a little weird. Collectomania, Mondays on the Gareth Cliff Show. Brought to you by SA Gold Coin Exchange and the Scoin Shop.
Alrighty.
What up? I can't hear you. You're on mute, Lebang. You are on mute.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. What do you
know,
do?
This morning I was just saying, like, technology is bigger than us. It's older than us. Like, we must just never even try to get to its level because it'll show you your ass. Like, especially in the past couple of weeks, I'm just like at the point where I'm like, okay, technology, you win and we lose. Welcome back to the show. We've got 1 more hour left with you guys. Thank you for starting your morning with us. It is, of course, the Gareth Cliff Show with myself, Lebang Khosana. I've got Simphiwe Mteto as well. And I've got a young man. A fine young man. Okay, cool. I'm hearing an echo. Okay, it's gone. All right, cool. So Bakh'abantu is also in the building. So before we went on a break, we're actually talking about the unfortunate robbing last night of Gog Esther. And Lindy Ntuli in the comments is saying, did you guys just say that Gog Esther had a gun in her safe?
She is a G like that. Yes.
Yes. Like, she clearly knows what's up. This is South Africa. The real question is, you don't have a gun in your safe, Lindy? Does this mean you live in one of those neighborhoods where y'all don't need guns in your safe?
It doesn't matter what neighborhood you live in. It really doesn't matter. I think I'm not a fan of guns, but I kind of understand why people have guns. And I've had like 1 or 2 guys kind of be like, let's go to a shooting range as a date. You know, because they own a pair, like they have a gun and they're like, this is cool, you can practice and this is how we get you it. And I was like, sir, I don't know if I could do that because I'm not a fan of guns.
I'm not a gun guy. I am not a fan of guns. I think it's a necessity. I think it's tragic that it is, but I'm not a fan. I'm a gun, like, but in a problem. So like I say this, like, this is all the American influence. Like we were with the things we see on TV. That's bad. But in South Africa, we have great gun laws. We have great gun owners. And the problem in South Africa is not the legal guns. It's the illegal guns. It's the one like currently, I like, you can track Gogo's Esther's gun because it has a license and whatnot. Yeah, but gangster number 1, number 3, taxi driver number 5, he doesn't have a license for his gun.
I mean, where did he get it? That's the first question. Like,
I think it was Twitter. Sorry, I think on Twitter I read like in the Cape Flats, the kids can identify if someone's been hit. So when they hear a gunshot, they can tell if it's just like one that was shot up in the air and if it's actually hit someone. That's how bad the situation is. I read that somewhere on Twitter and I was like, that's hectic for kids to be able to differentiate those sounds. Guys, and that's normalized now.
Yeah,
Hectic
it's normalized.
stuff.
They've got mad XP when it comes to like the sounds of like guns, I guess. Like, they clearly do. It's actually very sad. To be honest, like I'd hate for my child to, you know, be able to be like, oh, somebody just got hit, or oop, that one just hit the air. Like, it's all just very bad. Yonda is actually making reference to something we spoke about a bit earlier, and Yonda's saying that there are fundamental differences between your salary and 17 million, unless you were already paid that much. Salaries for maintaining your lifestyle, and debt millions can set you free. Live comfortably. I have to absolutely agree.
I disagree because you know why? The rule is if you can't manage 1,000, you won't manage 10,000, you won't manage 100,000, you won't manage 10 million. That's the fundamental rule of money. And that if you cannot manage your own salary right now, something that you know every month, 25, you're getting paid 10,000 rand, right? This is how much I need to survive, or this is how much I have to pay for this and that. And what we've seen is that people are in debt. So if you can't manage already 10,000 rand. Excuse me, how can I trust you with 1,000,000 rand? Like,
So
that makes sense to me.
so you're proving my point that this show is not a reality show, it's an educational show,
It's
because
not.
financial management is a big part of life that many people don't have access to, which should probably be in like the school curriculum or whatever, because clearly people don't know how to manage their finances. Like, how am I supposed to know what to suddenly do with 17 mil if all I've seen is 17 rand? Come on, dog. I'm going to go wild. I'm going to go loco. And aren't you? Dog, you're going to fill up your tank. You're going to get a lifetime supply of petrol if you got 17 mil. Don't cap. You know you will, dog.
Yeah, but like
You
that's
can't
not a waste.
I
That's
said
not,
this
that's
is
not a
why I
waste.
stopped watching it, because I was judging them, because I know I'm just as bad. I know. Nah, I'm worse. I'm going to go into Louis Vuitton, carry clips. Guys, just get that 17K handbag. I know. I really know. So please, guys, I just don't want to judge and be like I'm better
Like for
than
me,
them
what broke
because
me on that show?
I earn a salary,
Mm,
and
mm.
it's the same thing. There's plenty of people that earn 60,000 rand a month, and yet they have nothing to show for it because they're in debt of 60K. And you're like, if you can't even manage your own salary, I'm sorry, babes, don't judge people that manage to get 17 million and spend it. You can't judge. Just shut up, Bob. I don't want to hear you speak. I really
Oh,
don't.
Bakh'abantu. Yeah, Bakh'abantu, what were you gonna say, bro?
No, I'm saying like for me, what broke me on that show is like also like the amount of vision, like to Simphiwe's point of like if you can't handle 10 rand, you can't handle $1,000, you can't handle 10,000, you can't handle 1,000,000. These people spend it on such petty stuff. Like she would go to Louis Vuitton, which is very understandable because that's her lifestyle standard. But like these people go to Durban and then they go to like the cheapest hotel and then they spend so much money. And then I'm
And they go
sitting,
to Durban, yo. Like, Durban is
no,
loved by so many people that win the lotto and get these rare funds. And look, Durban's great. It's great, but woo, it is loved. Like, there's a style of let's put all of our mates
Durban,
into a kumbi.
a caravan, a Kumbi or a Quantum, let's go to Durban. I'm like, that's your biggest dream, Durban.
Yeah,
I
no,
don't know.
Stop judging,
I don't
guys.
know.
I'm sorry. Stop judging.
But
Stop judging. You can't. No,
Simphiwe, you telling
no,
us to stop? What?
no, because I think let me tell you. You can't exactly judge someone and be like, oh, you guys, you just went to Durban with your 17 million. No, because there's a lot of people, even in middle class, that have not experienced South Africa. They haven't even done a proper shot left. So for someone to even say, I aspire to go to Durban when they have that money, that's great. Live your best life. Do it, babes. If you want to buy 17 bottles of Blake Label because you can, it's the same way. It's the thing is we judge them because it's like you
I
buying
completely
things that you
disagree.
think, yes,
Nah.
no, they buying things that you deem lower class. It's the same thing these people do at Conca. They're just busy buying things that are more
We don't deem
expensive.
it lower class. Simply, I think you're
Guys.
misunderstanding our take on this matter. And this is why I go back to this being an educational show where financial management is so important. I'm not going to sit here and celebrate the fact that someone made it to Durban and that was their be all and end all with 17 million. No, I'm sorry, I will not do that. If that was enough for you, then let us show you that there is more to life. Let us encourage you to look bigger and dream bigger. We're not going to sit here and celebrate the fact that, our fellow brothers and sisters get so amped and go to Durban and feel like they've arrived. We're not going to do that. What we're going to do is say, guys, there's so much more out there that you can do, and we are encouraging you to do that. Sitting back and just saying, yeah, let's not judge them. It's all they can do. It's not all they can do. A lack of financial management and a lack of exposure
But
to
the
the
show
real world
itself,
is what's led
no.
them to do that.
But the show itself doesn't do that. It doesn't sit them down with a financial advisor. It doesn't sit them down to say, where did you
Agreed.
go? It just has people sitting there and saying, hey, I've won 17 million and this is how I blew it. And that's why I'm saying I stopped watching it, because all that was happening is I'm watching somebody else and I'm judging them on what they did with their money. And where I look at it, and it's like, almost like the like I'm looking at it and I'm there and I'm like, no, but at the end of the month I'm still in the same financial predicament as them month to month. It's like, and so that's how I look at it. I'm saying if I'm earning a salary and I sort of kind of know a bit better than them, then clearly I should first look within and manage my finances better before I can start looking at somebody else who got 17 million J and judge them on how they spent it. That's what I'm saying. And that show is not doing any education. So that part, which I think is important, is not happening. Because no one's coming back to them and saying, okay, now you're going back to your 1.3 that you're earning. How do you get back into it and what you do with 1.3 or 5,000 or 10,000 that you're earning? You know, they're not learning from their mistakes. And that's the thing. So that's why I've stopped watching that show. That show for me,
it's a hard no.
Yeah.
Rather
It's a
the
hard
Real
no.
Housewives of Lagos.
Yes.
Over to you.
No, thorn amongst the roses. Let me interject. I agree with both of you. I was raised by a woman, so I am predisposed to agreeing with women. I agree with both of you. That's how you get peace in the situation. Lebang, you're right. Simphiwe, you're right. Also, Simphiwe is my boss, Lebang, so I think she's more right. But anyway, I want the scoop on how you guys got this guest.
Oh,
I want the scoop. I want the real story. I want the real story because I am just like the listeners. I found out on the show, but there's a guest. It's special.
But like,
it's
what
a
guest
scoop.
are you
I'm like,
talking about?
You don't even know what guest it is.
Dude, it's the three of us on the
No,
screen.
I do know. No, I do know because I have access to the back view, but like I'm just curious, how did you guys land? Okay, it's a her, right? It's a her. Mm-hmm.
It's a her, yes.
It's the first hit. It's a her. Who landed her? Who's doing most work at Cliff Central? Who landed this guest?
Who's the guest? Like now I'm also confused because it seems like there's something that you know that I don't. Like what's happening? Look, let's leave the surprises to exactly that. Like I'm a huge fan of surprises, so I don't want to I don't want to mess it up before it even pops off. Like I don't want to tell you guys who wins the World Cup before the game has even been played. You know what I'm saying? So let's just like
no, but like, we want spoilers. We
want spoilers. There's nothing worse than spoilers. And if you are the spoiler in your friendship circle, then you should definitely be apologizing to all of your mates like right now.
What?
Because
I'm
there's
not the
nothing worse than you are giving me spoiler energy. Be like, that's the vibe I'm getting right now. Is that like you're the guy that just comes in and goes, "Oh my gosh, guys, have you seen the new Spider-Man?" Everybody says no, and then you proceed. You proceed to tell us what happened. Are you that guy? That's the energy I'm getting from you.
Nah. I have a friend. Like I hate that friend, but she's still my friend. It's a girl. She just dropped in the WhatsApp group. Again, guys, WhatsApp should have rules. She just dropped in the WhatsApp group like end game ended like this. I'm like, wait, what? You can't do that. And then we all blocked her. We kicked her out of the WhatsApp group. It was a big fight. But yeah, now we made peace.
You guys.
You need new friends.
That's hectic.
You need new friends.
No, but
in one
talking
message,
about spoilers.
In one message, Lebang,
no.
There was no build up. She's just like, this is how it ends.
Oh, okay. Then I understand. Because I was about to say, like, how am I spoiling it if I'm kind of giving you a synopsis of what happened? Like, I'll be like, so I watched the series and there's this young girl and she walks in and it's all about like her trying to swindle people and she kind of gets away with it. And I feel like the whole story, like, when do we get to the point where you feel like I spoiled it? Because I haven't told you the big moment. That's the actual story. She stole some money and she gets caught, and now we're seeing that journey of her getting caught. When is it that you feel like it's a spoiler?
Cool. If you are giving me more than the actual trailer, the official trailer has given me, if you're giving me any little bit more than that, you have spoiled this entire thing. That is my belief. Rather just shut up.
Those people are saying, watch episode 3, it goes down, and then you're just sitting there through episode 1 and 2. You're like, I'm waiting for episode 3.
Okay, guys. Okay, I hear you. I shall repent of my ways because I'm definitely that
guilty.
You're that person, right? I knew it. I absolutely knew it.
Funny enough, so I had just finished watching part 1 of the Kanye West documentary, right? And then a friend of mine posted a status on it, and I was like, "Dude, have you watched it? This is incredible." And he's like, no, not yet. And he's like, what can I expect? And I was like, oh, I'm not going to tell you much, but this is what we see in the trailer. Like, it's all about, I mean, in the docu, this is Kanye West, his life, his mom, the relationship with his mom. Oh my word. And then he was like, stop right there. You've just spoiled everything. And I was like, how? Sway? And he was like, yeah, now I can't watch it because you spoiled it and you did that in 60 seconds. So I guess I'm that friend, guys. I'm that friend who will get super excited and tell you things that I thought weren't important, but you clearly think are spoilers, you know.
It's
I'm
definitely
sorry.
spoilers. It's definitely spoilers. I think you should be one of those people that maybe opens up like a YouTube page that like speaks on certain like aspects of your favorite shows. Look at me giving you free ideas, Simphiwe. Especially because you like reality shows so much. Maybe start like a page that like speaks on like different elements of reality shows and the truth behind certain scenes,
Oh
blah blah
no,
blah blah.
I
All
don't
of
have
that.
that kind of
That's
time.
right up your
Well,
alley.
I would do that, right? But not for reality TV because I think, as I said, I know that that's my trash that I consume once in a blue moon and I go in. But I'm also not that invested. Like after I'm done watching
Okay.
that season, I move on with my life. I think with other shows, like I'm into documentaries. So when I watched The Social Dilemma, I could not stop talking about it. I was like, guys, social media is a problem and we
Yeah.
getting consumed and this propaganda that's subtly seeping in. Yo, guys, beware. And then I watched Fire Festival. Then I was like, oh my word, this has changed how I view events. You know what I mean?
Fire
And fun
Festival
fact,
was
that guy,
iconic.
that guy, guys, I have so much respect for him because he's still doing it. He's still shout out. And then I watch shows like Inventing Anna, and I'm like, okay, so this is real. People do this. And so those are the kind of things that I get off. Like I can
Mm.
sit and talk to someone for hours and hours about documentaries and how, it's so easy to shoot a documentary now. Like watching the Amazon documentary and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's when I watched the McDonald's movie and I was like, oh my gosh, my guys, can we talk about how these guys got ripped off? Like,
Yeah.
you see, I do watch good quality
Oh, the
content, guys.
McDonald's one is hard. Oh, it's a hard one. The McDonald's
Am I
one
the
is
only one that
rough.
doesn't
Like
know?
these guys.
Tell
And then
me.
You haven't watched the
Founder
McDonald's
on
movie?
Netflix. Founder on
Mm-mm.
Netflix.
If
Yeah.
you say anything more, we're
Every
giving
good
it away.
idea was ripped off.
Okay.
Every
So
good
there's
idea
nothing
was
new
ripped
under the
off.
sun,
That's the only
basically.
clue.
Yeah,
But you have
but
to
I
watch
think
that
in the
one.
context of McDonald's, I don't know how far back you know the story of McDonald's, right? But in this movie, we kind of see like how McDonald's came about before there was a McDonald's, who actually created it, and we see that process and we see how it, the aim and the lights and the whatnots, and you kind of get to see, that McDonald's 65 years ago or how many years ago to the McDonald's of today. But it's so interesting because I don't want to give away anything about the movie. It's just so interesting how McDonald's itself got
Yeah.
started. Like,
Okay,
honey,
now I'll give it a look.
out,
I'll definitely check
watch
it
it.
out. I will. I saw
Watch
something
I
else.
like
on
I like how when we all watch docus, we can expert. We're all like, we watch one docu, like, I know everything
Oh, yeah.
about the subject.
Oh yeah, of
But isn't that the
course.
whole point? That the whole point is for you to sound like you're so learned. I saw over the weekend that
I remember
something happened with all the McDonald's is in Russia. I don't know, because of sanctions. Like,
Ooh,
I think Russia in
that
general,
is
because I've
that
seen
is
like in the news in general, like a lot of businesses and brands are pulling out of Russia, and it's they kind of like, we out. And so I'm not surprised with McDonald's, but I'd like to see the impact that it has on the Russian economy, because we're seeing the impact with the oil going up and then petrol going up and everything. We're seeing kind of like the increase of life, and I'd like to see how is the actual war affecting Russians in
Yeah.
Russia,
yeah. I mean, look, I'd be pretty
two
hacked
questions,
if
right?
like.
And an update on the
Okay, sorry, B go for it.
Okay, cool. So now, if you check what's happening in Russia, all the companies pulled out, and I was also like some people wondering, what impact will Adidas have pulling out from Russia? I'm a wrestling fan. WWE pulled out of Russia. I'm like, what impact does this have on the common man in Russia? But then you get all these strikes and whatnot from the people that are in Russia that are actually suffering. But the McDonald's one was hilarious because you had these lines that like were long. People bought 5,000 Big Macs. They limited the amount of Big Macs you can sell to people. People were taking pictures of their fridges filled with Big Macs. And then the Russian government, seeing this need, responds by creating their own fake McDonald's. They rewrote their trade laws. I don't know if it's like fully effective, but like that's what you saw. Like they rewrote their trade laws because everything is sourced locally. So we technically have all the ingredients. So they were like, oh, we won't call it McDonald's, but we'll still give our people McDonald's.
I think it's like Uncle
Interesting.
I think that's so, that is,
Putin, how did it work?
dope. That's dope. You cannot be mad at that level of thinking. It's like, okay, cool. You're going to take McDonald's away from me. Doug, do your thing. I'll just recreate my own. Like, we've already got the infrastructure. Everybody's set up. Come through. I really want to find out.
Yeah.
It's like the employees are there. It's Uncle something. Like, and I think the actual
Uncle
M.
D.
Like the M just turned on its side. It looks like a B or something. I think that is so iconic. And it's like on one end, he could have just crumbled and been like, oh no, McDonald's, please come back. We need you. But this is Putin we're talking about. Dog, Putin's not going to sit here and just allow you to think that, okay, you've taken McD's from us and now my whole country. Dog, we'll keep it moving. I love that energy, bro. I think like that's where it's at. Another very scary fact that I found out this week, only about like 300 McDonald's. Can you guys see? There's only 300 McDonald's in Africa, like as a continent.
Wow,
isn't that scary?
Wow.
And I'm sure 160 of them are in South Africa.
In South Africa, I think we have the most concentration.
Yeah,
like out of the three, maybe it's like 380. Out of the 380, 300 of them are in South Africa. Dude, how wild.
It is wild. It is crazy. But you also, I think in SA, if they had to take McDonald's away, there might be an uproar because there's a McDonald's at every corner. We saw how when there was lockdown, people are just like, now I can't have McDonald's, like when I'm hanging or whatnot. And I think it would be interesting if we had to do something like that, to be like, McDonald's is gone. But there's a McD, but like, what Uncle D somewhere.
Dog, McDonald's isn't like, it's not really my favorite food, and I have to agree with Rebellious Ruth. She's saying in the comments that like I think McD is vomit emoji. Absolutely yes. It's gross. But there's people out there that like survive on it. They only it's McDonald's or nothing. So if like McDonald's leave South Africa, then it's like, okay, cool. Would people
but
care?
Like in South Africa, our McDonald's is not as bad as it is in America because we actually have laws to protect our people from good food, from bad food. I mean, oh yeah. Back to my question about Russia. Are people in South Africa buying oil because they think oil will increase because of the oil prices? Are they misinterpreting the news?
See, people are stuck. They busy buying like it was in one of the headlines I think last week, guys. People are actually like stocking up on oil. It's a thing. I don't know what kind of oil, but they're stocking up. No.
I was in the supermarket, Pick and Pay on the East Rand, and then like there's a sign that's like, oh, we limit you to 2 5-liter bottles of oil. I'm like, are people misinterpreting the oil price? Do they think that the oil is like cooking oil? I'm like, what is happening? Why is oil expensive?
I don't know, but I think the truth of the matter is that people when they get nervous and they don't know what's really happening, they kind of just do crazy things. And then we saw when lockdown first hit, everybody was buying toilet paper. Like everybody was just stocking up on toilet paper, and now it's oil. I don't understand it, but
I think people are seeing headlines, oil prices going up, and then people are going to buy oil. I really think so. I really.
Because there's actually no logic behind why cooking oil would suddenly just like increase and like people would suddenly need to buy it in the way that they buy it.
And
Really, I don't get it. It is definitely that it's misinterpretation of headlines. You're definitely right.
Yeah.
yeah,
But hey.
and I don't know, like this is snooty of me. It's sunflower oil. Like it's not olive oil that's going up. It's like sunflower oil. Like it's magwinya oil. Let me put it like that.
Yo,
Judging.
magwinya
You can hear
oil,
the
that's
judgment
true.
in hey, no, stop judging. Please stop that. Okay.
Yo, damn. So
That Magrinya oil has fed a lot of families. Stop that, okay?
So there's a couple of comments about the oil and as well as McDonald's in the comment section. So Jean is saying that McD's is crap. Give me chicken licken every day. Hey, I don't know. I don't want to go into the
Chicken licken is
Best-
salty though. It's
I don't want to go
salty.
into
Come
the
on.
Yeah, that's
McD
salty.
versus chicken licken. I don't know.
I can't afford to eat chicken licken. I eat it, but it's legit to my own death. Like I have a
salty.
condition that I
Hmm.
can't eat salt. Yeah.
Really, that's sad.
That was okay.
That
I mean, at
Yeah,
least you can
like,
still
I have
eat ice cream. So
hypertension.
I can't.
I have
can't feel bad
hypertension,
so for
guys.
you.
You guys
And
know,
guys,
the
you know how-
high.
There, hi. We actually we learn something new every day. Apparently, according to Sean, because the biggest producer of sunflower oil comes from Ukraine, obviously. So that is the actual reason why people are
okay.
buying. Yeah, thank you guys for schooling us. That's what I like about the show. Like we just generally always getting schooled.
I like parallel
you know,
parking's take on it.
Yeah, parallel parking is not impressed at all. The ANC did publicly say cooking oil is going up because of crude oil prices. Seriously? Do we have to listen to these people? Parallel parking, the good news is that no, you actually don't have to listen to
No.
us. You have a choice where you can just exit the building. Like you are allowed to leave at any single point. But thank you guys for letting us know, because I think now we can also go back and it'll make sense to so now we understand why Apple Coco and such are buying oil. It's cool.
Okay.
And actually, I know somebody that recently like planted a whole bunch of like sunflower flowers. I get it now. Like this is the time to actually get into that vibe. So it totally makes sense. So yeah. Sim?
No, I was gonna say it's the perfect time to go organic.
Girl, like if ever. Have you guys ever used sea moss? Speaking of organic.
No.
No. Okay.
No.
Then we're not gonna talk about it. Like
Where
have
you
guys-
gonna fix on us right now and talk about
like,
No, being the minority in this crowd, I think we can judge you. No, we don't even know what that is.
I was about to school y'all. Have when last did you guys have some moringa? Like aren't we like team green? No. Okay. Tough crowd. Okay,
English,
cool. So,
Lebang.
it's time for us to introduce our guest. She is actually in the building. I'm actually very, very excited to be chatting to her. There's just one thing, right? If you are listening to the show via the app or on audio, then you are in luck, because she is unfortunately not in a position to be seen by us for various reasons, of which only she knows, which kind of does suck. I mean, it would have been so nice to actually be able to see her and like get involved in the whole process, but it's all good. I mean, as long as we can,
see our reactions to this news, then we're like, I'm so heartbroken. But
I
okay.
know, right? But she's still here. I mean, it's 7 o'clock in the morning, and when you work in entertainment, 7 a.m. is like it's a high ask to ask me to be ready for an interview at this time. I completely I get it totally. So Nadia Nakai is on the line with us, if I can put it that way. She's on the line, right? Like I can say on the line because
Lebang. Drum roll.
drum roll. And she is, of course, in a brand new Netflix series, which I think everybody is currently talking about. It's
trending, y'all.
It's
The
trending.
people
It's
speaking.
it's giving the people what they want. If anything, I think like it's the perfect time for this kind of show to really be put out there, because a lot of people globally have a big misunderstanding of what's happening in Africa, in South Africa. So I'm excited to introduce Nadia Nakai. She is with us on the line. Nadia, can you hear us?
Hi guys. Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can. I mean, we'd like to see you as well,
Girl,
but
I didn't know there was a video one. I don't have a wig on and I'm not home. So
Girl,
there's
can I
nothing we
just
can
say?
do about it.
Can I just say, I was not gonna judge you if
Protect
you
the
were in your
brand.
dog,
No, no, no,
like
girl.
Like,
I'm
I was
a
gonna be
brand.
like,
I'm on Netflix now. I can't just be seen with a dugu on my head.
but
Give
like,
me
I
a
think like
Protect the
chance.
brand.
maybe you should. Maybe like it's an opportunity for you to be like, you are a real person who also, you
That's what
know.
the show is for, Lebo. That's what the show is for. Leave me alone. I've done what I've been expected to do. It's enough.
Oh man. So Nadia, tell us more about Young, Famous and African. Season 1 is out. It's like the #1 trending show right now. I think like if you haven't watched it, you should definitely go watch it. #1. I literally binged it for like the whole of Saturday because I thought it was so dope. For somebody who's like listening or watching that hasn't actually ever seen it, what would you say the show is actually about?
I would say it's definitely a bunch of young creators that are from different industries
Yeah.
that have created a very strong reputation and credible name for themselves. It's not just from one country. We've got people from Nigeria, Uganda, South Africa, which is also really exciting because it's not just talking about one perspective from the continent. And I think because it is a global show on a global platform, it's great for people to watch it and see Africans coming from different places and still being able to connect on a proper level with each other. I think people think Africa is one country a lot of the time, and we all just together at the same time doing the same things. And it's really not like that. It's showcasing how powerful we are and we have been as Africans on the continent.
Yeah, I think it's dope. Like, it definitely does put a spotlight on like the different types and styles of like way that we live as Africans. I mean, you're definitely 100%. Like, when you say Africa, most global citizens think it's just like one big place versus what it really is, which is like a very rich, diverse, like cultural continent that has so many different influences. How exactly did you get on the show? Because you're like a hip hop artist. You're known as a rapper. You're like the best rapper in South Africa, as far as I know. And now you're on this reality show about being, African, young, and rich, which you obviously are.
I think this process, actually, people think it's something that we just woke up and decided to do. This
Yeah.
process took about 2 years. So we were being like shortlisted and getting picked, and eventually when they said, okay, now we've decided on our cast, that's when we really got into the process of getting into shooting. But there's a whole thing that happens in the back end. Netflix is a very strict platform, and you have to go through like background checks and your social media and the stuff that you've done and been involved in. So it's quite intrinsic, which is really interesting to know that it's actually that hectic when they do come up with the original productions.
Yeah.
And I think for me, because I'm a rapper and I'm in the club scene and I'm in entertainment and I'm a female and I'm doing really well, I think that's what was like very intriguing for them. And at that time I was single, so they were probably like, oh, okay, she's single, she's gonna be having fun in the life of the party, which I still was, but at the time we shot, I wasn't in a relationship, and then now I'm not, so it's always like changing. But yeah, I think that's probably the reason why they chose me, was because of the fact that I am in the spaces and I'm moving around a lot, and
Okay, so let's talk about the Blue Train. I mean, without giving away too much, those of us who got to see the show, I saw a different side of you, where you literally like decided, and I hope this part was true, where you literally decided that, you know what, I'm not going to participate in said activity because it'll do nothing for my peace. It doesn't matter how
Exactly.
fancy it is. It doesn't matter where it is. Who's going to be the angizingeni? And you literally just decided to remove yourself. And true to form, as a result, dude, like you were barely a part of the drama that occurred on the train. So how much of it was real and how much of it was like, okay, cool, clearly like this is scripted? Like, just give us a little bit of an indication of what was more real and what was just like television and entertainment.
So for me, it is real. I don't know, like I don't know Zari. I've never encountered her. I don't know what she's about, and I would never go to somebody's event that I don't know. There's no purpose for that. And I felt like also, like she came in and she just like ruffled feathers. We were fine before she rocked up. We were getting along nicely as, we were kumbayaing. It was all great. And then all of a sudden, like when she came through, there was just like a lot of chats that were happening. And it just didn't make me want to get to know her like that, because for me, I just felt like you're really coming through with an angle that's not really respectful to people, So I was just like, I'm going to remove myself out of there, because I'm not trying to. Also, I'm very cognizant of the type of person I am and the type of artist I am. And I don't want to be put in situations where I'm doing screaming matches with people and never know where it's going to end up if somebody's getting washed out. So I'm constantly always thinking about my personal brand as well, no matter if it's on a show or if it's, but the one thing is that the conflicts that happened were 100% real. And I think that's the reason why people are really enjoying the show, because it is authentic. It even almost got to a point where, because of the situation between Annie and Zari, it almost got to a point where we were going to stop shooting because Annie was that upset, because it was a real conversation, it was a real it was a real drama between them that caused a whole rift within the whole team, So whatever happened on the train, obviously I wasn't there, so I can't speak about what happened in between or whatever the case is. But the conflicts and the issues and the interactions and all of that are all 100% real.
I mean, I'm going to play devil's advocate a little bit. I mean, a lot of people are, kind of standing Zari and her boss ladiness or boss girlness, and like being that, straight up, she does have that energy. When she does walk into a room, every other woman should freak out because she does have that vibe about her. And dare I say that, this is kind of what I saw on the show as well. Do you think to a certain extent that maybe some of the other ladies on the show were maybe intimidated by her because she does really own that vibe and she's not just saying it?
My thing is that Zari is Zari. She's got the X factor. When she walks into a room, you are going to feel her. But people need to understand and actually watch the show. There are things that she did that caused drama. It's not just because she's in it. She's got this energy and she's a boss lady and everyone was just like, oh my gosh, I'm too little of a woman next to this woman. It's got nothing to do with that. It's got to do with the fact that you pulled Annie's husband aside. For me, that's way over the line. You don't do that, you don't speak to Annie herself, even though innocent before Annie. These people are married. They are not dating. They are not, it's not the situation with her and Diamond. So I felt like, I would be the most uncomfortable. And if it was me in that situation, I wouldn't have been as good, because we only watched the show when it came out with everybody. So I was in Mexico when that situation happened. I always wasn't in the situations. I just always used to get updated. And it's not my fault that if I'm getting updated about a person that I'm hardly seeing and hardly getting to know, of course I'm going to hold on to what people are telling me rather than what she really is. Because by that, most of the time, I'd only seen her once, which was at Diamond's party. And we didn't even speak there. And then also my farewell dinner. But I mean, tea thing, we didn't even see each other. So I all I'm going to go on is what people are freaking telling me. And that's what it was. It's got nothing to do with how powerful she was. And also the way that she is as an individual was received once we watched the show. But when you're dealing with somebody on a day-to-day basis and dealing with them with face value, you are going to deal with the energies that they bring. And in those situations, the energies that I was hearing wasn't really favorable. And I'm not that person that's going to put myself in situations that I feel like are really uncomfortable.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Well, do you, girl? Timbisa in the comments is saying, I love Zari. She just owns her space. And then one of our show faves, Turance, is saying, Nadia, are you going to have AKA in season 2? I was waiting for somebody to bring this up. So we'll just have to wait and see. All right, cool, dude. I think it's really nice that we got to see this other side of you. I'll be honest, like when you were speaking to Andile about, not having your father in your life and you feeling like men are disposable to you, and ultimately, having had trouble, I guess, as a result, in your relationships in general, and not knowing necessarily how to maneuver around them. Dude, I completely related to that. And I don't think I'd ever seen you, that vulnerable. And it was very nice to see that side of you. Whereas it's always like hardcore rap chick, you can't touch me, And now we're just seeing this vulnerable side of Nadia Nakai, who is just a normal human being like the rest of us who also goes through her own thing. So I do really hope that we can see more of that if you guys do have a season 2 coming up. If you're planning that. Simphiwe, I don't know if you want to ask Nadia anything. I mean, I know you can't see her. Like, I know you can't see her. I mean, it would be nice to know what wig she's wearing so we can be like, hey, girl, where'd you get that? But it's cool. It's cool.
I told you I'm not wearing a wig. I don't have a wig on my head.
It's okay. We won't gonna judge you. Ain't nobody gonna know, girl. It's just us four, you know.
Lies.
I
Us
think
four
my
recording
question-
this and putting it on YouTube.
You see? Oh my God, imagine.
But my question is, what has this experience taught you? Because this is your first time doing reality TV, and we all know that like reality TV is a lot. Like we are in your business now, girl.
Yeah.
I might have not known what you were up to before, or thinking before, or how you move or act, but now I do. What has this experience taught you?
I think this experience that has like made me aware of is just how I've been very closed up. I thought that I was always somebody that talked about my situations through my music or through my offerings or whatever that may be. But I realized that being on a reality show is completely different, and people are experiencing me different, you know? And I didn't realize that I actually wasn't being as open about who I am and what I'm about as I thought I was, you know. And I guess I would have never been able to be this open and transparent if it wasn't for this opportunity of being on a reality show on Netflix. It's very different to telling your stories through your music. And I thought that was like, how can you guys not know me? It's all in the songs. Like, listen to the album. Like, I said that I'm half Zimbabwean. I said this about like I'm raised by an only like a mom, and I'm, you know, so but obviously it's not the same as like binging 7 episodes on a Saturday, if you know what I mean.
True.
Yeah, no,
Alright.
definitely. All right, B, I know you want to ask Nadia something. I can feel it.
Do you have a
I don't
question, sir?
know. People brought up AKA. I was like, nah, I'm out. I'm out.
Guys, let people love who they want to love. Let people date who they want to date. I think this whole thing is a bit tired now of like, oh, Nadia's not dating AKA. Blah. Like, let love be love. You know what I
Yeah,
mean? Like,
they'll all be strong, eh?
yo, Doug.
No, but like, quick
I-
question. Is Nadia AKA? Nadia?
Sorry, what?
Yes or no?
Can you
Is
please ask that
Nadia
again?
dating AKA?
I didn't hear.
Is
I can't hear
Nadia
you
dating
properly.
AKA?
Sorry, your network. I think I'm going on a clear camera.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
I
You're
retract.
getting blue tape by
retract
Nadia.
the network.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, yo, network, man.
Streaming is
Oh,
terrible,
God.
Nadia.
Sure, like
network
sometimes
Oh,
you,
trash.
the way
Oh.
technology is set up, sure. So
I have a random question. It's absolutely random. I think it's just to lighten the mood because we're having network issues, you know, bazalwane. I'd like to know, what's the one word you always misspell?
Necessarily. For the life of me, I can't spell that word. Why are there so many letters in it? Like, there's a lot. How many C's are necessarily? Is it 1 or 2 or 3? Like, what's
how many
happening?
L's?
With the
How many
S's,
S's?
ne?
How many S's? Necessary. Is there an
2.
ER somewhere there?
Okay,
Oh,
don't put us
man.
on the spot now. We
Yeah,
don't want to
we
be
don't
spelling
know.
it.
Nigga, we don't know either. Damn. Oh, man. Nadia, thanks so much, dude, for like waking up and like hanging out with us.
Oh, my
I think we'd
gosh.
really like to have you back in the near future, and maybe we can like
With your wig
just have with
and your
a no.
makeup.
Thank you. Yeah.
I'm happy with the no wig thing. I think that's still the vibe because like the whole wig conversation itself has really opened like a can of worms on the TL. Like people are just like it's a lot. So I'm advocating for like
you know what?
team
What
no
can you do,
wig,
babes?
dog. Right, we just need to keep it moving, dog. We just need to keep it moving. So I don't know if you can like disclose with us whether like season 2 is coming or like what we can expect from the show, and also like what you're personally up to. Like I know you've been gigging and you've been in the streets. I mean, the world's opening up. It's very nice to see you out and about again. But I think professionally, like music wise, is there anything else that you've got in store for us?
I'm hoping that there will be a season 2, because I think with Netflix, what they always do is they drop the first one and see what the reception is and if people are watching. But I see it's trending and it's doing very well. People, I mean, it was trending for 3 days, and every one of the cast members also were trending, which I think is amazing. So I'm sure there will be a season 2, definitely, just from the reception that I've been seeing. But obviously, we're only going to get word from the Netflix people over the seas. At the moment, I'm working on my album and my EP, as well as another business venture, which is very interesting, but I can't talk about it as yet because I'm still like doing logos and all of that stuff.
No, business is an adventure, girl. You're right. You are right. It's an adventure being in business.
It is an adventure. And I mean, because the show is global, I think obviously all of us are all taking the opportunity to make sure that we can capitalize on the newfound attention that we have in different countries, which is dope. I mean, I'm seeing tweets in freaking German, which is really, really amazing. I mean, I've got people that I was working with at an advertising agency from years ago that are now in the UK and saying, oh my God, I'm watching this show. Winnie Harlow posted the show, which is crazy,
Damn,
yeah,
crazy.
so it's like
dope.
Yeah, so it's crazy, like the amount of attention and how global it is, that you cannot think of ways to capitalize and make your brand bigger in that sense. And I've always wanted to be a full fledged African artist, and this is an opportunity to do that because of the platform,
No, that's dope, dude. No, I'm very excited for you. I think what you guys did is nice. It's good to shed some light on like really not how all Africans are living, but like I guess the creme de la creme, how you guys are doing it. And I wish you all the best, bro, like for all of your endeavors. And we'll see you next time with the Duke early in the morning. Same time.
Okay, I'll try my best. I'll try the Duke vibe.
The show is called African Young and Rich, nah?
Young, Famous, and African.
Young, Famous, and African. Girl, same thing. Young, Famous, and African. You should check it out on Netflix. Featuring Nadia Nakai, Kanyimbau, and some other South African stars as well as African stars. Thanks, Nadia, for being with us this morning. And yeah, guys, so that was our surprise guest for the morning. Again, it would have been so dope to see her, but like you guys already know she's like fly F, so we eyed. I mean, you can just like envision, like the vibes. I don't know if I'd ever be in a reality TV show like on that level, but there's definitely people for it.
I've definitely thought
Keeping
about
up with
it
the
with all
Lebangs.
the reality.
Come on, guys! Like, don't you guys want a secret camera following Lebang and the children? I want this.
Guys,
I follow Lebang on Instagram. And that's content, guys. We need more.
Look, I was on a reality show once.
Lebang in 5, right? Yeah, Lebang, because I was a Kate and 8, so we could do a Lebang in 5.
No. I'm so protective over my kids. Like the one reality. No, it's cap. The one reality show that I did do like many years ago was like, it had like a goal. It wasn't just, oh, Lebang, we're going to follow you around. It was like, I was working on radio and they're like, they were grooming me, blah, blah. It was, but like the idea of just people watching me eat and watching me change diapers and it's not that interesting, guys. I promise you, it's not that interesting. But it was very nice to have Nadia on. It's cool that we can have some A-listers up in the place. Even in the comments, this is dope that we could interview Nadia. Yeah, dog, she's dope. Controversial Nyana Tembisa saying, shame, I felt sorry for Zari. She was treated badly, jealousy. She couldn't even make her speech. Yeah, you see that one. It's tough because everybody kind of has their own opinion about the kind of person she is or what. That's why I had to ask if all of that was real, because it's reality TV at the end of the day. Some of those things could be scripted, but Nadia said it was real. And if that's the case, we just need to believe her.
Girl, we forgot to ask, do they pay as much as they pay overseas in Africa? Girl, I forgot to ask. Damn. I'm so mad at myself.
You're always looking for that paycheck.
But like in no, guys, no, but like in America, right? If you became a reality TV star, you're getting paid in the
What?
millions of dollars. So I want to just know, are they paying as much, for our reality TV shows as the American dudes? Because if they
What do
are,
you
hi guys,
what do you think?
I might actually
Like,
start. I
what do you
might
think?
start a reality TV show. It might be worthwhile, hey, to just be like, Sanwana and Makaya, let's go, let's go.
I doubt.
Let's
I
be about
really
that life.
doubt. Like I don't think that the good people at Young, Famous, and African are getting paid that much. If anything, they're already polling. Like they've, as far as I can see, like it's not like they're waiting
Yeah.
for that check. But we don't know. Let's see if there'll be
But
a
was it
season 2.
worthwhile? That's what I'm saying. If you're already a millionaire, is it worthwhile for you? Girls, I just damn.
So
That's gonna
Stink
haunt me the whole
Mina,
day.
Stink Mina in the comments feel some type of way. Stink Mina Zede saying, very useless show, all about flossing and bragging about useless things. So that's another opinion.
That's interesting.
What is important to other people is obviously nonsense to others. I mean, there's a lot of
Yeah,
flossing,
like-
yes. There's quite a bit of bragging, yes. I don't know if it's about useless things, but I mean, to each their own. I mean, that's your opinion. You're entitled to it.
Like that's why we have the thing about choice. Like I haven't watched the show. Like I think I'll watch it, but like yeah, no, it's interesting. Like we're all different people, Stink Mina, but we can all
Yeah.
make it work. Kumbaya, my lord.
Kumbaya, my lord. Kumbaya. Guys, it's Mampara week. It's gonna be a short week, which is really exciting. Like, I don't know between the three of us who actually doesn't experience Mampara week at all. Like, for some people, Mampara week is not even like a thing. They don't even know what it is. It's like Simphiwe, do you want to explain what Mampara week is? Let's start there.
Please explain. Please explain, because
Okay,
I
I'm
am
gonna try
totally
to explain
lost.
to the best of my ability. Going back to umkholo, money, salary, right? They say you get paid on the 25th, right? And then come body 18, ne? You kind of broke. You are dead broke. You don't even know how you're gonna make it to work. And it's just a few days before payday. And a month is almost over, but it's just it's such a stretch. It's maybe your last 100 rand, your last 500. Like that this is the last of the last, and you can't be going out and be balling. You gotta stay indoor. You're kind of driving on 80 if you are driving anywhere, or 60 if you're not taking the highway. And it's just that 1 week. It's just a week. It's just a week of you just like contemplating, do I eat 2-minute noodles for the rest of the week so I can have some money left over? That type of vibe. So yeah, that's kind of what a lot of people go through right now, this week of Mampara week.
Yeah, so Mampara week,
okay.
yeah, is like
Oh.
this last week of the month where we all just like holding on to dear life until
And
the
you
25th.
literally counting.
Oh.
You're like, I get paid on Friday. Okay, it's Monday. Okay, I can make it.
Yes.
Then you're like, Tuesday, I can make it. Wednesday, you're like, good Lord, for the God. Thursday, like, yes, we're there. Friday, you're starting to.
Why do you guys just say like
yeah.
it's bread week? It's that week where you're like, okay, no, it's no longer full meals. It's bread and maybe like egg and
No.
whatnot. It's bread
Noodles.
week, guys. Mampara week
it's-
noodles. It's Duvanis in the core,
it's
guys.
finished.
You're trying. Yeah, you're
start
trying to make ends meet.
Takeouts are luxury now. Takeouts, skill luxury. McDonald's, skill luxury.
Yeah, like,
Lebang, on
there's
tin
literally-
fish, I despise tin fish. I despise
are you
it.
serious? You sound like a Mbulelo right now
I
in this
hate tin
exact
fish.
moment.
Never meet your heroes, guys, but I met my hero, Emma Bulelelu.
Is
a great
Mbulelo
man.
your hero? Oh,
Okay,
Yes.
this is
Let's
why
get
you're
into
still an
it.
intern and you haven't.
let's get into it.
So
What
wait,
happened?
what happened? How did Tin Fish hurt you? This is a real
Yes.
thing. What happened, dog?
No. It is dreadful. Tin fish is dreadful. It's terrible. I hate the exercise of trying to take out the bones. I hate the smell. I hate that also the go-to meal is with pap and cabbage. Therefore, I hate cabbage. And for a lesser extent, I hate pap. Tin
Ah.
fish is the worst. I drew the line at tin fish. Like my mom cooks tin
You're
fish.
hurt.
I'm like, nah,
Yeah.
dude. Make another meal.
Can I please prepare it for you? I don't think maybe you've had it like the right way, because that
No,
thing is
no,
nice.
I've had it in. No, pilchard is terrible, Sis Lebang. Everyone hates tin fish.
Oh.
Everyone.
What? Well, my name must not be everyone because I love that thing.
Speak
And
for
I love it
yourself,
more
Joe.
when it's a choice. When it's a choice to have
for
tin
yourself.
fish, it is delicious. Not when it's
Yes.
like forced on you. Like during my Mpara week, I was like, damn, now I have to eat tin fish. It's like that meal where it's like once in a while, you just want to, remind yourself what it was like when you were still in the trenches. Now it's like, oh, like it's a
I know,
choice to enjoy this. I love it. I think it's really good.
I refuse. I refuse to go back. Tin fish, I was traumatized.
Okay.
I refuse to go back. It's fine.
I
It's fine.
understand
You-
with the cabbage. That's me and cabbage. Like, no. Black people,
Yeah.
no. Stop
Some
with the
people
cabbage.
don't have a choice,
Just
guys.
stop.
For some people,
Good
that's
point.
like really
Is
big.
tin fish even fish? Everyone hates tin fish.
Not everyone, dude.
That's a
Speak
good
for
question.
yourself. You are not
MM
representing.
is asking, is it even fish? Disgusting. Is it fish? It must be some sort of fish. Like the little tiny,
Yeah,
those
it's
little
pilchard. No. It's
pilchards.
pilchards. It's actual fish. But I hate it.
Okay.
I did the whole you go original sauce, right? It's the red one. And then
Mm.
you start buying the pink one because the red one doesn't have that taste anymore. Can't go back. I can't.
Nah, dude,
It was
I definitely think there's a way to prepare it that like it just comes out the bomb, the onions, the peppers, the what. Like you need to really put your elbow in it, and you can spice it up. I'm glad Tembisa in the comments agrees with me, saying shame Bakh'abantu is traumatized by people who can't cook. I gourmet everything. Last week, in fact, like a king, sardines and baked beans. Sounds delicious.
Okay.
If you don't have baked beans inside the tin fish, then you're doing it wrong, number one. But look, to each their own. I don't want us
Yeah.
like let's not hop on about food this early in the morning. We did this last week and it didn't go well for us, guys. It didn't go well. It ended in tears and people sitting on the toilet seat. So I think let's wrap it up there. Whatever you decide to eat, whatever is like right up your alley, do your thing. Thank you for hanging out with us. It's been a dope 2 hours. I think we had a really nice show. Thank you to Nadia Nakai for joining us, and thank you to you, most importantly at home, for choosing the Gareth Cliff Show and for choosing cliffcentral.com. And we will see you tomorrow morning, bright and early from 6 in the morning. And tomorrow's Wednesday. Do you know what that means? It means it's almost Thursday. And do you know what that means? It means it's almost Friday and we're back at the weekend. Oh, I love it here. Have a good day. We will see you on the morrow.